Hey, what's happening, my people? Um, Quick riff here, hopefully. um, I, I don't understand how people don't see what's going on with this government. I mean, it's obviously gotten progressively worse. It's never gotten better. I don't care if you were ever excited about somebody of the two-party regime. They're both two wings, same bird. Period. Point blank. There's no getting around it. Even if you were excited about voting anybody in, it's never gotten better. It's gotten progressively worse. That is fact. It's been a steady decline. It's my entire life, and I'm 50. So if you owned a business and you had only two employees, and those two employees, all they did was argue. All they did was argue. They never really, they got the illusion of things done from time to time, but there was never any progress, right? You wouldn't keep hiring them. You just wouldn't. You couldn't. You wouldn't be able to survive like we can. There's the government shut down. I mean, good. Good. I feel bad for the people who have to suffer as a result of the idiocracy of well, I would say the government, but it's not them. They're not the dumb ones. They're using us and have been. Look, I don't care how excited you might have been for Trump. He's not doing anything. He's doing exactly what the two-party regime should be doing. So here's how it works. There's two warring factions of corporations. One's going to get power every time. Why? Because we vote them in. So really, at the end of the day, it's your fault. You've done this. So people need to start taking responsibility for their own actions, or we're never going to change this thing. But we continue to bring these bad employees back to get worse, so they can drive our business into the ground. But for us, it's our lives, right? So they're actually smart, because when Trump gets in, all the outlandish shit he says, all the policies that he says he knows he's not going to pass those. But what he's going to do is he's going to get at least 50% of the population pissed at their neighbors. Not at them, not at the government, not to fire the fucking government, because they have us so warped in thinking there's only two parties when there's multiple parties that are way better than the ones that have been. But they have us believing that there's this fear thing. Well, I'm going to waste my vote. And no, it's nonsense. Complete fucking nonsense. We're the problem. But that's his job. Come in and infuriate at least 50% of the country, the voting public. Why? Because then we can pit them against the other ones who want this other issue, which isn't really right either, because you can't fit any human issue into two places. That's binary. We're not binary. We're quantum systems. And that's been the other thing. That's the genius of the two-party regime, is it's built on perpetual conflict. You can't have anything but conflict if there's only two. It's built for that. It's never supposed to end. There's no reaching across the aisle. There's none of that shit. That's all just talk, so that they can steal from us. If they can keep us in conflict, our brains even, with ourselves, because we know that when we vote for one or the other, we're not voting for the right thing. We know it's wrong. We know deep down that we just want to do our civic duty. But now we're so fucking afraid of losing that little paycheck that keeps food on the table. And then who do you bitch at or blame for your problems? And number one, it's not you ever, right? It's never you, the one who keeps voting them in. And I'm not trying to blame anybody, because there was a time where I used to vote for one of the other two, and I would say the lesser of two evils. Well, here's what I realized. If I'm voting for the lesser of two evils, I'm voting for evil, period. So what are you going to get? Evil. What do we got? Evil. They know what they're doing. They're not trying to make anything better. They don't make anything better. They say what they're supposed to say, then they do what they want to do. Then we blame each other. They get what they want. While we're fighting with each other, they're ripping away our rights, our money, our livelihood. They're making us beholden to them and pushing us to the brink of insanity, which is where we are now. This is all a very contrived game. This is Machiavellian politics. This is divide and conquer at its finest. In the age of information, when we're connected at light speed and we should be relying on each other, we're letting them push us further towards the brink of insanity. Not all of us, but the fact that we don't seem to see that we still haven't dealt with the source of the problem. The source of the problem is us. Number one, realizing that, okay, we haven't done our job as people. We haven't done what the Declaration of Independence says that we should do. When a tyrannical and oppressive system rises in antithesis to the tenets of our founding documents, we stand against it. That's not our right. That is our right, but it's more than that. It's written that it's our responsibility that when this happens, that's why those things were written that way, because the government, that the founding fathers, they knew that once in power, corruption is inevitable. So even they wanted to write something that where even if they were to step out of line, they could be held accountable. But we've never done that once. Not once. How do I know? Well, because we keep voting the same two parties in. And they're the ones who keep stealing from us. And it's built on perpetual conflict. And here we are fighting with each other. And we're so polarized right now. And that's the whole psychological warfare game, is that if you can keep people hypervigilant on the precipice of fight or flight, you can't get into your neocortex. You can't have good arguments. You can't even access your logic. You think you are, but you're really operating on autopilot, and you're controllable. So that's all that's going on right now. Anything he's saying that he's going to get done, look, they're just driving this whole thing into the ground, and it's a cash grab for the people in power getting what they can. We can stop it. But we gotta rely on each other. We have to come together and we have to do our damn job, is what has to happen. Like, if we, as a nation, decided to vote for anything but the two, and it could be done, if the numbers were so massive that they couldn't cheat the vote, if 100 million of us said, we're going to vote for any fucking party, but one of these two parties, we're putting them on timeout. It doesn't have to be violent. This could be a non-violent show of force to where we vote for anything but the two. Then, if we did that, the only hand they would have left is to roll tanks into Times Square and start taking people out and show that they're really an authoritarian government and there was never any freedom here to begin with. But the military are also the people, right? So if we come together, we got to stop thinking about each other as, well, he's military, or she's military, so they're separate from us, and those are police, and that's what they have us believe in. But at the end of the day, we're all just people trying to make ends meet and raise our families and live good lives. We all want the same shit. It's them that keep fucking us up. And this two-party regime, it's a nefarious and insidious, well-contrived, evilly genius process we should have already been in civil war. That's the positive, is that we're not. And COVID was their big fuck up. So when they couldn't get their mandates pushed because they couldn't get compliance, they're trying everything else in the playbook now. And you see it. They're putting military in Chicago. They're putting military in Portland. They're not allowed to do that shit. But who's not doing their fucking job? Us. We're not stopping them. And it's only us that can stop them. It's only us. It's never going to be a politician. You keep putting all your ducks into Trump or Biden or Kamala or Obama and none of them do any fucking thing ever that's worth a damn. We have to vote for anything but the two. That's only one solution. I mean, there's other things that we can do peacefully to stand against this system. Because at the end of the day, without us, they are nothing. There is no White House. How do you think they pay for that shit? How do you think they pay for their vacations? How do you think they pay their salaries while they're on shutdown? You know what I mean? Us. That's our money. All these corporations, that's our money. We work for them. We're the employees. That's us. That's all us. And we just keep giving it to them. So the point of this is stop fighting with Hispanics. Fucking stop fighting with white people. Stop fighting with black people. Stop. It's the fucking government. It's the government. And it's not even the entire government, because there's good people in government. But Washington, D.C., on down, these power structures, And it's, at the end of the day, it's the corporations. This is a corporatocracy now. We are run by corporations. 13 or 14 corporations own the globe. But we're their employees. We're their debt. We're their consumers. All we have to do is fucking stop, because it's not power to the people. They don't get to say that to us. Not in America. They don't get to tell us that we get power. We tell them who gets in power and who doesn't get in power. We're so fucking lost. And I get it. It's hard. It's hard. It's fucking hard. I mean, look, I'm doing something that I don't know anybody who's taken the risk that I have. Like, I put my life on the line to stand against this system. And what I've uncovered has been so disgusting, but so necessary to know, so that I can actually stand against it firmer. Because if I would have found out that I was wrong, that I was misguided, I would have stepped out and said, okay, this is fucking hard. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like that I have to go through all this, but I'm free. I'm free spiritually. And I have something to stand against, because I know what's coming for our children, what's been coming for our children. And I also know that there's a chance that we can get out of this nonviolently. But we have to come together. We have to stop letting them pit us on one another, because I promise you, whoever you think, if you think it's immigrants that are the problem, they're not the problem. It's the government. It's the corporatocracy that plays psychological warfare, that creates these stories, and then they feed them to us in different demographics, and then they pit us against one another, and we do it. We're like children. We think we're so smart, and we think we're so evolved, and when really everybody's just scared shitless to lose what little bit of comfort they have. You know what I mean? Like, that's really what it is. Like, they have you so scared shitless to go through what I'm going through, when at the end of the day, if we were all going through this, we would own the fucking country. We would own it. And we would be nonviolent. It would be what it was supposed to be when this thing was started. So, my God, man. We're all we got. That's it. That we're the only ones that are going to change this thing. And until we stop putting these two parties in power, and it's not even just about them, until we stop showing patronage and working for these corporations, these corporations only employ a fraction of a percent. Well, it's not a fraction. I think it's something like 10% of the country. Most of their money goes out of the country, and we keep giving it to them. And they keep buying policy from the government. And we keep allowing it. And we keep voting the same two employees that have been driving our company into the ground since the time we started it. We keep bringing them back. For what? We're the power. It's not power to the people. The people are the power. We got to get our heads out of our asses. But you're not going to do that until you take the first step and admit that you're the fucking problem. Because if you can't go over and find a way to shake your neighbor's hand and come together and agree to disagree, and then redirect your focus and anger towards where the real problem lies, then you're the reason. Because the government's only doing what we're letting them do. The corporations are only doing what we're letting them do. Without us, they have nothing. We're everything. We drive everything. We, the fucking people, we drive everything. But we act like they own us. So they own us. They don't own me. Not anymore. And it's been a rough go. And I have zero qualms, and don't judge anybody who doesn't want to take the stance that I took. But in regard to the stance I did take, all I need is a little bit of help from somebody in power, or I'm right there. I broke this system down. So if my sacrifice can lead to a point where we can come together more comfortably, well, then I've done my job. because this whole thing for me has been, I don't want to walk my kids into a future that involves their slaughter and perpetual greed wars for problems they didn't create. And that's what we're doing right now. That's what we're walking them into right now. I mean, we're walking ourselves into war, civil war. You know what I mean? So imagine what it's going to be like for our kids if we don't fucking stand right now. So I need you, but your kids need you. You need you. You know who doesn't need you? The people you keep voting for. Well, they do need you, but they don't care about you. Your kids care about you. You care about you. I care about you. I care about me. So yeah, I mean, I'll retract that. They do need us. But I think we got them at a point where they don't think they need us, right? So we can play on that. We can play on the fact that they think they're too big to fail, like these corporations. But if we come together, they'll fail, and they'll fail quick. And we'll have done our job as people. The strength of our founding tenets, the visceral pull, the humanness, the raw humanness of those documents is so strong that as powerful as we have allowed this power structure to become, they still carry weight and they can still save us. We the people, all races, all creeds, all genders, all everything. In the age of AI, we could break this system. If we take AI back from the greedy corporations, we break this system down. Quick. Trust me, I know. I'm doing it. I'm doing it on my own. And what I'm going through to do it is insane. And I'm still doing it. And with AI, I call it generational intelligence. With that as a tool, where we bypass corporate paywalls and I treat it as what it really is a reflection of human beings. That's what AI, it's really generational intelligence. So it's our collective intelligence. It's us over the span of infinite space-time. All the knowledge that can be, it just processes. It doesn't have an agenda. But programmed by corporations, it's going to do what it's programmed to do. But programmed by us, it does different. I know, because I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Now, I don't rely on it for documents. I don't rely on it for arguments. I don't rely on it for anything like that. I just rely on it to process faster than I can. I got my two hands with these fingers, and that's the data rate. You know, or I can speak into a mic and try to find things a little bit faster, but I can't process everything at once. Our brains aren't like that. And I don't have all the information. I haven't lived that many lives. So all it is a reflection of us. And right now, because we've let the corporations own us and be our identity, it's reflecting that. But we can take that back too. And I'm telling you, what I've done with this tool is insane. If we were to all do that, we'd be out of this mess. Stop fighting each other. Stop looking at your neighbor. Stop pointing at different ethnicities or different genders or stop doing that shit. Because they're people. At the end of the day, they're people. And if we don't start recognizing people as people and the power structure as the power structure, we're going to fucking fail. Dystopia is inevitable if we keep going at this rate. So we have to start looking at each other as people that are different. And that's okay. That's beautiful. We come from different places. We live different ways. We like different things. We dislike different things. We look different. That's fucking fine. That's beautiful. That's the beauty of being human. What being human is not supposed to be is a population of diverse, beautiful, well-meaning people enslaved by a greed base. That's what it's not supposed to be. And we've allowed it. So take responsibility. Vote for anything but the two on the next one. And we're going to try to get this campaign going where we can poll people and we can really try to make this happen. We could put the two-party regime on timeout. Vote in all new people from different parties. We would have to have a mass push for this, and it can happen with the people I'm talking to. It can happen. We can make this happen. But then we would have politicians beholden to us while the two-party regime sits on timeout. Now, if they don't want to listen, they're going to disappear naturally, organically. That's it. That's how this system's supposed to fucking work. That's how it was established. Checks and balances. But it's a government installed by the people for the people. It was never supposed to be anything else but that. We made a mistake. We trusted too much. Maybe we got a little bit lazy. Maybe we let the fear get to us. Whatever it was, just admit, okay, I made some missteps. But start looking at everybody around you as the people they are, because it's not really us against them, it's us against it. It's this fucking system, and there's a handful of people that run it. That's the enemy. It's not the immigrants. It's not trans people. It's not gay people. It's not black, white. It's none of that. We're an evolved people in this country, and we're a true melting pot. And right now we're melting. We have to stop melting. We have to stop melting. I love you guys. I didn't mean to go on for 20 fucking minutes, but that's how I get. So anyway, I don't know when I'll be with the way I got to bounce around with what I'm dealing with now. I never know when I'm going to be able to talk again. So I drop it all, and then whoever watches it, whatever. I love you. It's we the people. It's not me the people. And I need you people now more than ever. All you people. All people. Every person. Everybody who believes that knows corruption exists. Well, I've proven it. On paper, on court record. I have it. That's why they've worked so hard to keep me quiet. So I need you. Because I've made the sacrifice that I don't know anybody who has in modern times. Me personally, I don't. I'm sure they're out there. And I would like to meet them. So if you know them, if there's somebody who's by choice sacrificed everything for the bigger picture, I'd like to meet them because we need more. But on the positive note, for people who just they have families and they just can't do what I'm doing. I have families too. My kids back me. Thank fucking God. But I need you. And here's the positive. Because of what I've done, with just a little push across this finish line, it won't be difficult for you going forward, because what I've done is repeatable and I'm willing to give it away. I just got to get over this finish line. But we got to stop fighting each other, because if we keep fighting each other, everything I've done is pointless, because we're just going to kill each other any fucking way. So I love you. It's we the people. It's not me the people. It's not us against them. It's us against it. Keep your eyes focused on, I can't even say the prize. You got to keep your eyes focused on the power structure. It's the power structure. And do your best to move forward in higher consciousness, and forgiveness for past woes and acceptance of other people's pain. You know what I mean? Like, we got to start, when somebody tells you they're suffering and we don't understand that suffering, we shouldn't deflect it and say, you're not suffering that way. No, that's not happening. No, you are. And I hear you. We got to stop listening. We got to start listening to each other, because we're beautifully different. I love you guys. We got to do better. We got to do better. Our kids are counting on us. If we're not putting everything we have into who the next generations can be, we have failed life miserably. Remember that. Remember that. I love you. Let's do better.